Alright, right here today, we're building sliders for my leaf springs because I broke ladder bars off at the gas race and found out that my suspension's binding up real bad. Look and see. Building sliders, and I'm relocating my leaf springs to set on top of the rear end to actually give me some. See, this has got 80 pounds of air pressure in it, and them air shocks are just, I want to be able to run a softer shock on it to let the suspension do what it needs to, but I always have to keep it jacked up with them air shocks so it don't hit the tires. So that's about how it'll set when I flip the leaf springs up on top of the rear end. So, made these brackets yesterday. See, this goes through here, and a piece of tubing slides over that, and the leaf spring sits on top of that and slides. There'll be one here and one there, and the leaf spring sits in between them. Slides and moves, keeping it from binding with ladder bars, because everything's solid on a ladder bar. Even if you got rubber bushes in the front, it still tears the ladder bars off the rear end, which I found out several times now. But see, that's got 80 pounds of air in it. See how close it is? And when I run Dad the last race, I turned the RPMs up and dropped the clutch in it. It just tore everything up. So I got to fix it, make it better. And I don't know if I told everybody that the car weighs 3,200 pounds. Whoever was closest with their guesses, good job. I was figuring 3,100, but she's 3,200 pounds with me in it. So we're gonna see if we can remove some weight somewhere. Start drilling holes and stuff. Like that right there. That's one big thick piece of plate. I can drill holes all in that. But not too much worried about the weight. I just want to get the suspension to work like it ought to. Hopefully this works. Quinn Stott said it'll work, so we'll see. And I got to put my ladder bars back on, and I got a system to fix the ladder bars. They're going to go on. I'm going to square everything up, weld them in so they hold the rear end center, and then I'm going to put my floaters on and relocate my leaf springs. We're going to try to do all that today. And it's 40 something degrees. It's supposed to be like summertime now, and it dropped down. All right, got my ladder bars back on. I just got to weld them. Everything's squared. It looks squared enough, I guess. I measured it, it'll be close. But I got this side perch off. See, everything's still squared. I can lower it right down. I'm gonna take this one off. Then I'm gonna take the leaf springs loose, set them on top of the rear end, and then weld my bracket. Well, put my brackets on, mock everything up, and then I gotta cut the studs off the leaf springs. Then mount my plates on the top, mount leaf springs on top of the rear end, and set it all back down. But I mean, it looks pretty square. Everything I measured seemed pretty square. I mean, it can only be so perfect. But me and Carl was in here looking. We was lowering it. I twisted up the frame on this car when I launched it, and everything's kind of out of whack, pretty big. But the rear end's still pretty much square. The frame, the unibody frame back here. So as long as I'll base everything off that, we should be all right. Or I may take off and it go hard to the left or hard to the right. We'll find out up the street. And it's pouring the rain. See, I got this thing backed up in here with my tent in front. It is absolutely pouring. It's 40 degrees and raining. What happened to summertime? All right, here's my floater. See, these slide, rotate. Leaf spring sliding inside there. That's exactly a ½ inch. Well, actually, it's a half and like a 1/16, and then I got 1/16 clearance on both sides. So when you launch her, leaf spring flattens out, it slides on this. That mounts the rear end. Got leaf spring out. Now I got to cut this stud off of it. And put it back in on top of the rear end instead of below it. That's really, really, really going to lift the... I don't know about that. Alright, here is my float. See, there's another one that goes under here in that hole. Let's see. It's buttered up good and flush. Everything's square. And the leaf spring slides right in between there. There'll be another rod that goes across, leaf spring slides in it. Most people put them on the bottom. I'm putting them on top to get some actual lift because my leaf springs suck. So hopefully it'll help it ride a little better. But doing this side, since that side's still in the thing, I'll go over and do that next. But I think I'm gonna tack this in and put my leaf spring in it and see how she looks. I mean, that's everything. I already had it measured. But see, these are my sliders. This is how she's gonna set. See? And that leaf spring flattens out. It slides on there. When she turns from the pinion, from the ladder bars, whenever it turns, it slides. If you can look up here at front, see my leaf spring where I bent it. But I'm gonna weld all this stuff up now. I was just gonna tack it and weld it up later on, but I'm just gonna go ahead and weld it. I can get to everything. It's all lit up under here. Might as well just lay it to it while I can. But that's it. That's my setup now. It gives me about 4 inches of clearance on my. It'll probably squat down a little bit, but I'd rather it be clear and the suspension work than it be tight and rigid and everything else. Yeah, see, I can get my whole hand in there now. I could actually put them 29.5 back on if I wanted to, but never seen them on the top, but we're gonna see if they work. I think they'll work fine. I don't see how they'd be any different. All right, it's all welded up. Carrie, use your jacket you give me. Thank you. Wear like a champion. See, it's still raining. All right, about to pull out of here. Everything is all welded. Good to go. About to sit on the ground the first time with sliders. And ladder bars fixed. And the suspension works. Look at that. Look, you got suspension. Put some shocks.
Way higher in the back now than it used to.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
So now I can put the taller tires on. I can do a console. Don't have to worry about it hitting.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad, really. I mean.
No, I mean it's not like it affects how it looks. It looks fine, but it just.
But see, watch this. You could never do this with this car. Oh, look at that. Boing, boing, boing. Let me show you how the suspension works. See that? Look at that.
Plus it gives you more room for you hit your wheel bars too.
Yep. Man, that's gonna be awesome. And see, no travel back and forth, which means I don't need a panhard bar. All right, we'll move this thing out of the way. Officially move it.
Hang on. Let's officially move
Look at that. Man, that is awesome. I need some new leaf springs. See that leaf spring right there? See that big bend in there? That's a wrap for today. It's all done. Awesome. Thanks again, Quayne, for telling me how to fix that.